Hey everyone, I'm Josh Gerben, the founder and managing partner of Gerben IP. I opened the law firm in 2008, and for the last 17 years or so, all we have done is focused on protecting clients' brands. And the one place we excel is managing a portfolio of trademarks and doing so at the fraction of a cost of a big law firm. And some people may say, okay, well, if you're a fraction of the cost of the big law firm, what are we not getting from a service perspective? And I would say you're actually getting better service and better quality of work because the attorneys we hire and all the work we do is 100% devoted to trademarks. We do nothing else. So we're very efficient and we're very on top of all the latest stuff that's happening at the USPTO and in the federal courts as it relates to trademark law. So I wanted to go over just a few ways we've saved clients money, just so you can get a peek under the hood, so to speak, of what goes on in a law firm and what's driving your cost. The first thing you have to think about is what is the overhead structure of the law firm? Just like any other business, we're running a business. And in a big law firm, they're many times renting these extremely fancy office spaces in downtown locations. The office rents are exorbitant, and they've got to cover all those rents before they even make a nickel. The other thing that they're doing is they're paying partners and associates these huge salaries, mainly because they're chaining everyone to their desk and requiring that they work 2,500 billable hours a year. When you look at our firm, we actually have no office space. This is my home office. Everybody else works from home, so we're not paying rent. You don't have to pay for our rent when you're paying our bill. In addition, we're not chaining people to their desk. We're letting them live good lives. So while we pay very competitive salaries, we're not paying big firm salaries. And again, that's a cost savings that gets passed along to the client. So if you think about how we run our business, we just have a very low overhead structure, which means we're essentially making money just from everything that we do. We're not covering an overhead to make money. And that lets us charge clients a lot less than a big law firm has to in order to make a nickel. Now, outside the structure of our firm, we also do things that are just very pragmatic when it comes to the practice of law. So let me give you a few examples. The first would be trademark searches. If you order a trademark search from a big law firm, the first thing they're going to do is typically send the search off to a vendor. The vendor will complete the search, send a report back, and then the attorney will spend hours reviewing it. By the time you pay the vendor fee, many times around $1,500, plus a couple hours of attorney time, you're right around $3,000 or more for a trademark search. At our firm, we have an in-house team that does the trademark search using the same professional tools that the vendors use, only we pay to use them in-house. And the attorneys are doing the searches alongside the search professionals in our firm. The vast majority of trademark searches we complete are done for under $1,000, including the attorney review time. So right there, we're a third of the cost of most big law firms. The next place we save clients money is in the trademark application process itself. If you look at how big firms file applications, they do typically two things wrong. One, they overfile the applications in classes of goods and services that just aren't needed or aren't relevant to the trademark. And two, they use language in the application that's not pre-approved language from the USPTO. So you're almost guaranteed to get a refusal of the application. This doesn't mean the trademark won't eventually go through and that the big law firm can't get the approval. It just means there's going to be a ton of time on the back end, billable time on the back end that they're going to have to fix all the errors in the application. When we file applications, we counsel clients about what they really need to include or not include in the application up front. This avoids paying unnecessary filing fees and again, creates less work on the back end of the application. We also draft applications that are clean from a language perspective that the USPTO can approve on the first pass. And many times the USPTO does approve our applications on the first pass or has very minor tweaks that an examiner is literally just calling us, asking for a small adjustment and then approving the application. This saves an enormous amount of time and money for clients. At the end of the day, our goal is to be a good steward for our clients' brands and their budgets. We take a really practical and efficient approach to practicing law and to protecting brands and managing trademark portfolios. I always wanted to run a business where clients were basically like my friends. I didn't have to justify these enormous bills, and the clients just know that we're only spending money where we need to and where it makes sense, and that the work that's getting done is second to none. And that's how we go every single day here. And we're fortunate. The clients that come into us, they typically stay around for a really long time, or at least until they get acquired. So I hope you found this video helpful, and it might help you save a few dollars in managing your trademark portfolio for your company. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to have a call. I'll talk to you next time.